This is Austin Community College's Engineering Physics Measurement Lab. In the first part of this lab, all of each student went up and measured the width of the lab table, the length of the professor's lecture table, and also the thickness or the height of the table. We're going to include a photograph of the table and give you that data. Now that data is going to be given to you, and you're going to do some statistical analysis with that data. The second part of the lab is we're actually going to measure some objects, and we're going to proceed on with that part of the lab right now. So now we're going to begin part two. In part two, we're going to have a little practice in error analysis and uncertainty, mostly error. So we've got these 5 cylinders. We're going to measure these 5 cylinders, and we're going to graph circumference versus diameter and get the uncertainty. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out. How we're going to do this is we can use the dial caliper to measure the width of these, or the diameter. And so what we're going to do is, let me show you this little device here. This is a dial caliper. Note that the big numbers are millimeters. The ones that are in between, like there, are the tenths of a millimeter. Now once it goes around, there's 9, that's 10. Note on the beam up here that's beyond 10. Now it knows we've gone around once. So for instance, this measurement right here would be 10 plus the 2 plus, it looks like, whatever you think, 0.6. So that would be 12.6 millimeters. And if we were moved out here, this would be 28.5 roughly. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to use this to measure the diameter of these cylinders. The first thing. So we have cylinder number 1, small, and that is the diameter I'm getting. So you want to record that value, the diameter of the small cylinder. Next size up cylinder, got this one. I'm going to measure it. About right there. So that's the value of cylinder number 2. I'm going to record the value. Go to cylinder number 3, a little bit bigger. And we want to record the value off the dial caliper. The next cylinder is this thing here. It's not super round, but we're looking at error and so forth in this lab, so it's going to be an appropriate thing to measure. It looks like that, that is our value for the diameter. In our last cylinder, we're going to use this little plate. Come across, pretty big thing. Okay, that's it. And here we go for our last measurement. I'm going to record the value. Now, what we want to do is we need to measure the circumference. We measured the diameter. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of string. I'm going to wrap it around here, around the object, and as best I can, I'm going to mark it with a little red pen, and then we're going to lay it out on a meter stick, and we're going to see what the value is. So I'm going to put a little dot of red there. And then I'm going to lay it out on here. Now you are going to take this measurement directly off the stick. Remember, this thing is about error analysis, so there will be some error in our measurements. there. It'll probably focus. There it goes. So you want to take that measurement. Now the big numbers on this are centimeters. The little ones are millimeters. So I'm going to help you out here on the very first measurement. You're going to take the rest on your own. But I laid that out. Looks like it's 3 point, I'm going to call it 2 centimeters. 3.2 centimeters for the little cylinder. I'm going to go measure the other cylinder here. We're going to wrap the cord around. We're going to mark it. And we're going to lay it out. Start at 0. There you go. So you can measure that. That's for your other cylinder, kind of purple looking one. Okay, we're going to go on to the next cylinder. Little mark. Put it up against our meter stick here. Ruler. That's where that one comes out. Oh, now focus. It's just changing the brightness there. There. Can you tap like where the red dot is? Okay, there, that's perfect. Okay, that's our measurement for the next cylinder. For the one I showed you measuring. Okay, this is for a little hoop. Get maybe this end. Wrap around. I'm going to mark it. Started at 0. And there's where we are. Yeah, that's perfect. Looks good. That's the measurement for that one. And we've got one more to go. Get a fresh piece of string, wrap it around, mark it, lay this out. I'm just barely going to make it on this ruler. We're using the meter stick we intended for our camera, holding our camera. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And that's our last one. So I'm going to record that. Now, so what we've done, what you're going to do is you're going to graph circumference versus diameter. And what you should get out of that slope should be pi, which is a known value. We want to get a regression line. You want to use Logger Pro. You can use graphical analysis, or you can use Excel. And you're going to get your error. You're going to round it to one significant digit and match places with your slope and talk about the range of uncertainty and as if is pi within that region. I think your professor will probably help you with the first part of the lab where you have a set of data and you work on that kind of statistically. We're here to help, and with that we conclude the physics measurement lab.